Rolls Florida is sponsored by the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association. Our mission is to protect, educate, and promote Florida's hospitality industry.
Our next stop in Orlando is at a local market that serves as an incubator for food artisans, and man, let me tell you, it is cool. East End Market is the name, and it was inspired by other well-known food hubs in the United States, in places like New York and Seattle. The idea behind the market was to bring together farmers, chefs, and other food artisans interested in the good food movement that was started by the Farm Aid organization. These budding entrepreneurs rent space and learn how to develop their brands and also how to run a business. John Life is the owner and founder of East End Market.
Well, we basically created a place for food artisans to incubate their businesses. So rather than having to go to some strip center somewhere, we've given 200, 300, 400 square feet for food artisans to hang their hat and do their thing.
While the idea is that most of these businesses will eventually move on as their brands mature, there's one anchor restaurant at East End Market. Chef's is owned by Henry and Michelle Salgado, who also own the Spanish River Grill in New Smyrna Beach. They, like other restaurants here, utilize the garden in front of the building to grow produce that would otherwise be difficult to get.
We grow a lot of specialty things that the chefs can't get, so it's a collaboration, and we're growing specialty Japanese greens for Capo, for instance.
Capo is one of the tenants at East End. The three partners are Jennifer Banagali, who's the pastry chef, Mark Burden, who's a Japanese-trained chef, and Lordford Lalacon, who's trained in French and Italian cuisine. The food here is Japanese-inspired rather than traditional Japanese. And here's the really interesting part. They only have 7 seats at the restaurant.
So people tell me this is open for lunch, which is first come, first served basis because of only 7 seats. But at dinner, you booked quite in advance.
Yeah. Right now we're booked like 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Kind of crazy.
Wow.
The three partners have all worked at restaurants in big cities, but feel like they're in a great space at East End Market.
We all worked in New York and they worked in London prior. And then what we were trying to do is, you can open a restaurant in New York and we don't make a difference. But what this place does is it changes the community. So I think it's cool that East End Market is here.
Here's another one of the businesses at East End, La Femme de Fromage, and it's owned by Tonda Corrente. Tonda sells artisanal cheeses from Florida and other regions of the United States, as well as Italy and Australia, among many other places.
I love being from America, and I think that we have such a hard time trying to get across this artisanal cheese movement here in America. But of course, you can't have a cheese shop and not have Parmigiano Reggiano.
Right.
You have to have some of the key players around the world. So I really want cheeses that are produced the right way and handcrafted.
It's an interesting mix of businesses at East End Market. Here's an old-school European-style bread maker. Here's a shop that sells products from local farms and breweries. Another place sells Italian pastries and paninis. And if you're into coffee, here's a place to try. Lineage Coffee Roasting. Ryan Wilcox and Jared Johnson are the owners.
This is called a pour-over bar, and we specialize in taking coffees from different regions around the world and really highlighting them in different ways to focus on the different flavors that come from just the soil and sunlight, shade. Just like wine, we kind of treat coffee that same way.
So are people getting it?
People are getting it. We were scared that people were not going to wait 4 or 5 minutes for their cup to be brewed. But man, opening up here in East End Market was perfect. They come, they order their coffee, they browse the market, they come back, they pick up their coffee, and I think people are really, really appreciating what we're doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
East End Market is a great concept, and it's one that other entrepreneurs around the country should really consider doing.
Our goal really is to serve our neighborhood first, and that gravity of having everybody in one place creates some pretty awesome synergy. So while you're getting your coffee, you can get some cheese and some bread. So just a place for people to engage with the good food movement and to meet artisan purveyors and to kind of see this happening real time was our dream.
Well, it's a great model, and I think that some folks will stay, and I think some folks will move on and go to some bigger and better things down the road, and that's a tribute to you.
Yeah, incubate them and send them out. Fly, little birdie.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
Thanks, John.
Pleasure.
Now,